chef-led cooking class. This and so much more. Colette handles the details, flights, hotels, meals, and the local experiences. Your only job is to have the time of your life. Don't miss joining my wife and me in Italy. Now, to learn more, visit 1010XL.com or call Colette at 800-581-8942. Come away with me. That's 1010XL.com or call Colette at 800-581-8942.
I'm Tom McManus, and after each training camp practice, you'll get my instant reaction with everything I saw from the Miller Electric Center. Get my observations from the practice field, served up by No Way Jose Mexican Bar and Grill, and only on the 1010XL social channels.
Hi, folks. I'm Frank Frangie. I've called Jacksonville home my entire life. Well, so have Chad and Sandy. So when we sat down and started talking about neighborhoods that I grew up in, I knew instantly these two are the real deal because they knew it. You need to sell now? Chad and Sandy have instant offers, fast, easy, stress-free. Need max price? Their science-based Market Max system is a proven, repeatable system guaranteed to sell your home for the maximum price. Ask Eric and Jason. After losing their parents, the brothers were left with a family home in Villa San Jose, 196 days on the market with another agent, going nowhere. So they called Chad and Sandy, and their home sold for full asking price in less than 27 days. Chad and Sandy are the local agents you can trust to sell your home. So call Chad and Sandy today. You can call them at 904-414-6200 or go to chadandsandy.com. That's chadandsandy.com.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Birthdays, anniversaries, and graduations happen year-round. That's why it's good to have Kuhn Flowers on hand to send that floral arrangement with a simple click, call, or showroom visit. This is RJ. Make Kuhn Flowers your go-to when you need to send your love.
Natural diamonds have not been this affordable in the past 20 years.
That's John Lupo at Beard's Diamonds, talking about how prices of natural rare diamonds have fallen pretty dramatically.
The best opportunity that I've seen in over 20 years.
So if you believe in buying low, John's son Ben says this is your chance.
It's really a good time to invest in natural right now. With prices being very aggressive for the consumer and for us, we're still able to pass along those savings.
Right now, Beard's Diamonds is stocked with both natural and lab-grown diamonds in all shapes and sizes at every conceivable price point.
We are happy to educate the consumer on lab-grown or natural diamonds, and we've got price ranges for everybody.
So at Beard's, you're not going to be pushed. You can choose natural or lab-grown. Get an unbiased education from non-commissioned experts and be guaranteed the highest quality and the best price.
We want to sell you something bigger, better, for less, and stand behind it 100%.
Discover real value today at Beard's Diamonds, a Jacksonville original in the St. John's Town Center.
I'm Chair Justice with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Local Sports Update brought to you by the JEA. The Jacksonville Jags have revealed their Nike Rivalries uniforms. The uniform features a teal helmet with a gold face mask and the Jags' current logo. Check out the 1010XL socials for more information. Brian Thomas Jr. exited practice early today after falling on his shoulder. The exit was precautionary, with Liam Cohen saying holding him out was smart to get him ready for Cleveland. Jags training camp continues. Miss anything? Check out the 1010XL Jags YouTube page for exclusive interviews, reactions, and more. It's 82 degrees at 6 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars, Buccaneers, and the Into the Night movement continues. Tomorrow will be better than today, and today was pretty freaking spectacular. The Miller Electric Center alive and ready to go early in the morning. Great to see a lot of Jaguars fans out there. That'll do it for you. We'll see you Friday night, and then when Cleveland rolls on in on September 13th. But that is it for us Same deal tomorrow. I cannot believe that training camp is over. I mean, that is just nuts. And again, this entire operation for me is always honestly a mirage. I think I do a pretty good job of knowing, game after game, what happens in season, wins, losses, great plays, mistakes, whatever it may be. But when it comes to training camp, everything just kind of comes together. And 19 of these sessions now have come and gone. They'll wrap it up tomorrow. We'll see what actually does transpire. But I thought today, there was a scare, and that was Brian Thomas Jr. That was a big-time scare on a really good route and a great football thrown by Trevor Lawrence, okay? I think it was probably a 35, 40-yard pass. I've seen everything from 35 to 50 that was reported by the very fine Jaguars media, but it was a big-time play. He came down, however, on the shoulder and immediately had to seek attention. The trainers were on him. Liam Cohen told us right after the practice today that, he's going to be fine. And he said, next up, get him ready for Cleveland. Obviously, he's not going to practice tomorrow. At least I would be very, very surprised if he does practice tomorrow against the Buccaneers. But that happened, okay, and that was a little bit alarming. I thought today that, the juice, in the energy wasn't the same. Now, there was some, I don't know what you would call it. I don't want to say it's fake energy. I remember this conversation involves the world of broadcasting. I won't out who that individual is because he's a longtime friend of mine. But a lot of people thought that if you yell and you scream in sports radio, it really means that, you're a type A, you're aggressive, you're going to go after people, when really he was the exact opposite, okay? It can be some tomfoolery. I think that applies when it comes to the extra stuff, the nonsense, the pushing and the shoving and, unidentified members of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers throwing helmets today or throwing punches today. I'd rather have what we had last week, where it all started with the punt team. I mean, it was one of the greatest punt drills I have ever seen, okay? And I hate getting into ever, best ever, worst ever, the great. I'm not a fan of that, but it was. I'm talking about a punt drill. I'm talking about the gunners getting after it and trying to beat the double team off of the line of scrimmage, and it was electrifying, man. It was almost like street ball. I mean, there was catcalling, there was and that was legit. That was straight juice against Carolina. Not today against Tampa. I think some stuff was a little bit forced. It was physical. And you know what? Duval, clearly the more physical football team, both offensively and defensively. Here's two things, unfortunately, I can't officially give you the number on. Okay? Let's start with Josh Hines Allen. Folks, you may need two hands. Absolutely 4 sacks. I've read a 5th. There's even been, did he have 6? Okay, now remember Chase Young a couple of years ago out of New Orleans said he had 6 sacks when, they broke bread. Saints and the Jaguars. That was the only one of these that I was unfortunately not at, but it is subjective, okay? It's the same thing with yards after contact, with no tackling. There are situations that you can't get the exact, right? You have to estimate, and again, one opinion can be totally different from another, but Josh Hines Allen was absolutely insane today on defense. The only thing he didn't do was have a turnover or force a turnover, and Jacksonville did. Remember, 31 a year ago. They went from 9 to 31 in 1 year. They were plus 13 on the season. They led the NFL with 22 picks. They led the NFL with fourth quarter interceptions. It's such a benefit. It's such a big component to complementary football, right? And for years around here, for decades around here, you've seen it. You've seen some offenses that would come out and perform well, never at 1 o'clock. I mean, never, ever, 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 ever. But don't say never or ever. Never at 1 o'clock. I mean, the only thing worse than the Jaguars' offensive coma is the freaking Duval driving coma. If a speck of rain hits a road or street, it's, hey, let's be safe though, people, right? No doubt about it. Leave earlier. It's as simple as that. But the rain coma? Oh my God, man. And I noticed this back in 1996, for crying out loud. It's not like it's new. It's just amazing to me. I haven't seen it like this in other cities. Wasn't this way in Boston, wasn't this way in Chicago. People were more laid back here in the South, right? Are they still really? With everyone else moving in here, haven't they maybe provided a little bit of juice to the city? Not when it comes to driving. Not if you drop some rain. Hell no. Traditionally, the Jaguars offense, same thing. Asleep at the wheel, right? It got a little bit better last year, second half of the season, okay? But complementary football, when you force 31 turnovers, when you're on the receiving side of 31 takeaways, think of field positioning. Think of everything that does for your offense, right? It's not too often that you hear when you're winning and you're able to do things successfully, particularly on the ground, that the offense is gasping for air. It's always the other side of the football, right? And that's the way it's supposed to be. The last time I checked, the offense knows the play, knows where the ball is going, know what they are going to try to do, whether it's on the ground or in the air. The defense has to guess. The defense has to look for all sorts of, all sorts of ideas, all sorts of clues as to what, in fact, are they going to run. But you see that, the defense on their heels as opposed to on their toes. That's another reason why they should never have that 4th and 15. If the NFL goes to that 4th and 15th, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to leave this sport and I'm going to watch only the WNBA. All right? If they go to a 4th and 15, can you just think about how sick this is. Okay? The only thing sicker is Jacksonville, Houston, and London. The only thing sicker than that is Roger Goodell telling us there's going to be a Super Bowl in, like, Ecuador. And that sooner or later, everyone's going to be playing. I mean, enough is enough is enough is enough is enough. 4-point field goals. I mean, you don't need gimmicks. You know who needs gimmicks? Yuppies. You know who needs gimmicks? Casual fans. Who's playing today? Oh, okay. Is Blake Bortles still the quarterback? Okay. And what? Maurice Jones? Oh, that's who needs gimmicks. Die-hard, true football fans, you don't need gimmicks. And I can see it right now. Folks, hey, here's what I got for you. It's not going to be this year. It's not going to be next year. But in 2028, guess what? Houston is actually going to come to Duval and play a football game. And let's just throw it out there, right? Jacksonville's up 10. 7.5 minutes to go. C.J. Stroud, a 12-play, 75-yard drive authored, right? Took 5.5 minutes off the clock. Defense gasping. The air is thick. It's almost like a brook. Is the word brook used down here? Why do I believe brook is like a northern term? I've heard lakes. I've heard rivers. I've heard, retention ponds. I've heard intracoastals. I've heard Atlantic Oceans. I've heard all. I don't think I've ever heard a brook in Duval. It's like a brook out there. You're swimming. You're exhausted. Well, hold on. That tired deep. No. They're not going to do an onside kick. No. They're not going to kick off, try to get a 3 and out, use their timeouts and force it. Your defense is going to come back out on the field. C.J. Stroud and Houston's offense gets a 4th and 15, probably from the 20, 25, 30-yard line. They complete the pass. They have 2 minutes to work. Jacksonville's defense is exhausted. Houston drives the field. Houston gets out of Duval with a W. That's how pathetic 4th and 15 are. But you casual people out there, okay, it's all about you. Do you. And I'm sure you'll love that. I mean, you'll talk about it in your cubicle. And I mean, can you believe this is so cool, this new 4th and 15th? I mean, it was but Chad Henne. I think it was Henne who came in. And, anyway, enough is enough is enough is enough. We don't need gimmicks. We don't need that. Josh Hines-Allen, I don't know how many sacks today. The other one I don't know is this. How many receptions Parker Washington had from Trevor Lawrence? But let me define this for you in one word. Lethal. Lethal. Okay? He's the number 1 target. He's the number 1 option. I've had some people go against this lately and question the re-signing of Parker Washington, bringing up his numbers, bringing up his lack of production in his 3 years here. And you know what? That's okay. That's actually fair. Heck, I talked about it yesterday. I questioned the re-signing in the contract extension of Trevor Lawrence when it happened. I thought it was premature. I'm not going to walk away from that now. I hope I eat those words, but it was just my opinion. Here's what you have to understand when it comes to Parker Washington. All right? His best football is still ahead of him. He really turned the corner a year ago. And I know camp is camp is camp. I watched Calvin Ridley have one of the greatest wide receiver camps that I've ever seen in the preseason. Parker Washington has absolutely been outstanding. I mean, and that's no exaggeration. That's no hyperbole. That is straight fact. He has been that good. And he is the number 1 guy. So you got to pay him. But unlike Devin Lloyd, and unlike Travis Etienne, who they've already hit their pinnacle. They're not going to get any better. Devin Lloyd's never going to play as well as he did this past year, right? Travis Etienne's going to put up some decent numbers. You're going to look at it. It's going to be kind of the same old, but he's not really going to take off on those numbers. They're going to be similar if he stays healthy. Parker Washington's best football is still to come. And that is the way you need to look at him. All right, it did get physical today. Trevor Lawrence actually got involved in it. Let's get to Liam Cohen on this. Do we have that cut on Cohen talking about Alex Anzalone? If you don't have that, that's fine. I know we got a bunch of sound that is in there. Okay, that's fine because I got plenty to do. Anyway, we are going to hear from Tanner Koziol. All right. And I tell you what, he's a breath of fresh air. And I stood next to him again today. It's the first time I've interviewed him, and I want to say 2 months. Noticeable weight gain, noticeable muscle has been added in a very short period of time. And you know all about him. Athletic, very good route runner. Sweet hands, right? But can he block? I mean, go back and read his scouting reports. Google them. They're just awful. They destroy this kid when it comes to his blocking. And the first time I interviewed him, I really pointed that out and said, people said he can't block. And obviously he's well aware of that. But the body and the frame, there's such an opportunity to add, good weight and not lose speed. But I want you to hear from Tanner Koziol. He's going to come up here in just a couple of minutes. Also, Ryan O'Halloran is going to join us on this Tuesday edition. But Lawrence got involved in one of the, if you will, incidents that happened in the ditch. And, he pulled off Alex Anzalone. And it was pretty interesting. Liam Cohen actually had some pretty good stuff to say about that. Do we have it? Yeah, let's play it. Here's what Cohen said when asked.
No, he wasn't trying to take him down. I watched the whole thing. He was just trying to break up a scuffle. He wasn't trying to fight Alex by any means. Yeah, well, just the hair on hair fight, work was going at it. I didn't have a better word for it, but no, he was just trying to, protect Alex and the guys.
I'm going to go with Michael Hayes of the oh gosh, I mentioned them not too long ago. They were the Freebirds. Used to take on the Von Erichs, Texas wrestling, right? Terry Gordy and Michael Hayes. Michael Hayes had the long locks. The Hulkster had them. Roids probably killed his hair growth as well, or set it aside, I guess you will. But there's been numerous wrestlers over the year. I don't think Trevor would ever go that route. He doesn't need it. I can kind of see Anzalone maybe post-football, coming out with like cowboy boots. Let's go with like a yellow banana hammock with a one strap over the shoulder, right? Obviously, he'd be a heel. There's no question about it. So therefore, I'd like him. If he's a heel, I'm going to like you. But he'd come out and go after the crowd a little bit and go through all this nonsense until he actually stepped into the ring. I could see that with Anzalone. Maybe you can, or perhaps you have no idea what I'm talking about. I don't know. All right, let's get out of here. We got just a ton to do tonight. Hey, do want to, as always, bring up the good folks over at Shmunez Vision. Again, raining sideways today, depending on where you were in the city. And, there's a lot of bad accidents out there. There are. And I would hate it if one of the reasons why that does take place is because you're having trouble seeing. There's no doubt right now, end of the day, your eyes are not nearly as strong as when you got up this morning. It's time to make an appointment. Go to Shmunez Vision. Go on in. They'll give you an examination. You may need an update as far as your prescription. And then you can, first of all, learn about the health of your eyes. Hopefully they're fine. You may have something that is bothering you, and it's as simple as an allergy. Matter of fact, the last time in there, I was told I had an allergy. I'm like, no, I don't. He's like, yes, you do. And he gave me something, and I'm going back to visit him in about a month, Dr. Neil Shmunez. I'm hoping that that's no longer an issue, okay? You can ask about laser eye surgery the rest of your life, never having to deal with looking for your contacts or looking for your readers or sleeping with your contacts. 37 plus years of surgery. Dr. Neo Shmunez, Dr. Catherine Shmunez, Dr. John Hunt. Go to Shmunez Vision as well. Check him out on Instagram at Shmunez Vision.
I'm Mo Williams, former offensive lineman from the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I'm Pete Mitchell, and you're listening to 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Your bathroom doesn't have to be completely remodeled to make a big difference. Sometimes, all it takes is one easy upgrade, like a custom glass shower door from Capital Glass and Shower Doors. A new shower door can transform your bathroom with a clean, modern, completely new look. From the initial design through the final installation, Capital Glass delivers a high quality and a best-in-class experience. Stop by their new showroom in St. Augustine near the Outlet Mall or visit capcoglass.com. CAPCO glass.com.
I'm Rick Ballou. Something big is coming September 2nd. DraftKings Game Day arrives with massive deals, exclusive deals, and all-day celebration sports fans. All right, the DraftKings Sports app is now live in all 50 states, including right here in Florida. One app, every sport. DraftKings Game Day is the kickoff of a new season, a new era. Remember the date, September 2nd. New DraftKings customers sign up with the code 1010XL. Spend $5 to get $200 in rewards within 21 days. That's code 1010XL in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Event trading offered by DraftKings Predictions, a CFTC registered introducing broker. Trading involves risk of loss. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. $50 every 7 days via click to claim, issued in non-withdrawable. Predictions, dollars that expire in 1-year terms. DKNG.co/predictions promo, nationwide based on sportsbook predictions, and free-to-play sports contest availability varies by state.
Hey folks, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods, a Jacksonville family business for nearly 70 years. Heck, I've been talking about them for over a decade. The Thompson family secret: Dandy's never frozen, always fresh baked bread with quality meats and cheeses. No dry, crumbly subs here, only soft and tasty deliciousness. When I see that logo with the little dude with a cane on the label, it tells me I'm getting a trusted brand, a quality sandwich. So do what I do and stop in at a Daly's and make yours a Dandy today.
Don't miss the Bari Breakdown with Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime, Wednesdays around 1:35 for the latest in sports injuries from all the big names in the game. Who's MIA, who's coming back? Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime, Wednesdays at 1:35 on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
25 weeks comes down to this. You ready? 3 wide under the lights. Zero margin for error. Everything on the line. Flirting with 200 miles per hour in the place where this journey began. Race 26, the final hunt for a spot in the chase. The Coke Zero Sugar 400 weekend at Daytona, August 28th through 29th. Get your tickets now at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
Do you want to grow your career with a company that's committed to growing with you? Florida Home AC has aggressive plans to double their workforce, and they're looking for determined, resourceful people with initiative. Just log on to FloridaHomeAC.com/careers to find out more.
It's about to get real. Training camp is on. Listen to 1010XL throughout the day for all the details and analysis of the passes, runs, and defensive performances. 1010XL's coverage of training camp is brought to you by Green Acres Sporting Goods.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. From GFL, Green for Life.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Call State Farm agent Kathy Scott in Jacksonville at 904-730-3665.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
There's a lady who's sure all that glitters is gold, and she's buying a stairway to heaven. When she gets there, she knows if the stores are all closed, with a word, she can get what she came for.
Rest in peace.
A stairway to heaven.
Dolly Parton.
There's a sign on the wall, but she wants to be sure, 'cause you know.
A little bit of a yodel from her in this song. She is past the age of 80.
There's a songbird who sings.
There's a little yodel there. I can see her singing this by a brook. You know what I mean?
Babbling Brook, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. When I say Dolly Parton quick, what comes to mind?
She entered a Dolly Parton look-alike contest and came in third.
Don't ask me that question, because if you did, I'd get canceled. All right. That's very good. I was unaware of that story.
She was genuinely, obviously she's a musical icon, but one of the best things is like whenever she would do like just off the cuff, like you can find old clips of her on like Johnny Carson or the Dick Cavett show, and she's just like quippy. Like she's got jokes loaded.
Right. And she seemed like such a pleasant lady, a very happy, kind of off the cuff. Not many like her. Not many like her at all. We continue to lose icons. And listen, I'm not a big fan of her music. I'm not a country guy, but certainly well aware of Dolly Parton. Didn't she do a few movies too? I think she did. Yeah.
9 to 5, the best little whorehouse in Texas.
Okay.
Which is a musical to any listener that was like, "Ooh, gotta go check that out."
Was she in that movie with Bette Midler and Julia Roberts when she dies? It's like not Beaches, Steel
Magnolias.
That's it.
She might have been. That one I don't know. The one I know is like 9 to 5. 9 to 5 is a classic. 9 to 5 is like one of those movies that if you're like flipping through the channels and there's nothing like, there's no John Wick on, but that is, you'll stop. You'll stop and watch it.
Yeah. Well, what a shame. And I'm a huge fan of, Led Zeppelin, and I found that years ago. A lot of people on here like it, except for the 3823. I've ruined his day. As he goes on to say, Ballou, you couldn't intro with any classic Dolly. What's next? Johnny Cash singing 9 Inch Nails. No, I don't think we're going to do that. Islands in the Stream. Okay, that was with
Kenny Rogers?
I think it might have been Kenny Rogers. I remember that song. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Boy, we pay our respects and we get ripped by it from some of our listeners. Actually, it was just one listener who I'm guessing is probably miserable anyway. We tried to pick up your spirits. All right. Today's show brought to you by the good folks over at the Alexander Law Practice. If you get hurt, we care. Rick Alexander cares. You know what? It's amazing. It really is. People are hurt and they think, I got nowhere to go. I'm alone. I'm not going to call a law firm. You know why? I can't afford it. I can't afford the retainer fee. I can't afford anything. No, that's not the case. You're never going to come out of pocket. Okay, regardless of what has happened, get with Rick Alexander, who works directly with each and every one of his clients. If your car has been totaled, if you are injured, if you have slipped and you have fallen down, no matter what it is, no retainer fee, no consultation fee, and you're never going to be charged, period. So know that. Go to Alexander Law Practice for all of the information. All right, let's get to, do we have time or should we wait until after? Actually, we got O'Halloran coming up in 6 minutes. So I'm going to have to push back Tanner Koziol. We're just going to have to. All right, we do have time to run the Pregnon thing, though, real quick with Liam Cohen. Again today, your starting offensive line. Left tackle, Anton Harrison. Left guard, Emmanuel Pregnon. Robert Haynes, your center. Ezra Cleveland, your right guard. Walker Little, your right tackle. I asked Liam Cohen about the rookie left guard. Emmanuel Pregnon, understandably, you want to watch the tape.
Yeah.
Did anything stand out today?
I saw him on one play, where I think he drove somebody down the field, a good bit and finished. That was the only real play that I guess noticed him on. I have to go and watch this tape and see. I didn't feel like out there it was too big for him. I didn't feel like there was a physical mismatch or a mental, man, this is too fast for me. Obviously got to go take a look. I've been pleased with his development thus far, and hopefully he can continue to trend up.
All right, let's save that for Ryan O'Halloran, who joins us here on the other side. But I will say, where I'm at, that's what I want. I want Anton at left tackle. I want Emmanuel Pregnon at left guard. It's too early. I get it. But the move has been made. And it's time to roll with these two on your left side. Let's continue with that. Ryan O'Halloran, columnist of the Florida Times-Union, is up next as he goes into the night.
Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care. Official dental partner of the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp.
Frank Franzi here. The deals at Nimnik Buick GMC have never been better. This month, save up to $16,000 off a new GMC Sierra truck, the kind I drive, and I love it. Or save more than $6,000 on a new Buick SUV. Plus, 0% financing for 60 months is now available. With the largest selection of new Buicks and GMCs in the region, why would you go anywhere else? Shop online at NimnikBuickGMC.com or head to the showroom off Phillips Highway. Great prices, great interest rates. Who takes care of you? Really takes care of you? Nobody but Nimnik. GMC, we are professional grade.
Elbow pain, whether acute or chronic, can make it difficult to do normal activities like playing sports, doing household chores, or even sleeping comfortably. Dr. George Barr here, and no one wants to deal with pain without solutions on how to feel better. We've all heard of tennis and golfer's elbow, but there's plenty more that can cause pain, like osteoarthritis, muscle tears, and nerve entrapment. All are treatable at Barr Orthopedics. Getting you back to full health is our mission, and there's a number of different treatment options we can offer. Call us today or visit BarrOrthopedics.com.
Hey friends, Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Have you ever stored a gallon of leftover paint, opened the can years later, and it's rusty, crusty, and unusable? Next time, secure the lid tightly to ensure no leaks and store the can upside down. Oxygen can't get to it, therefore no rust and no crust. If you'd like more tips or have a question about a project, we'd love to help. Go to performance-painting.com. Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
Prosser here. When it comes time to buy or sell a home, it's a process, man, and you need the expert help on your side. And for that, I ask you to turn to my friends, Chad and Sandy, the only agents I would trust and recommend to sell my home. Listen, the real estate market, it's choppy. Most experts don't expect smooth sailing anytime soon. And in today's market, you need those experts. Those experts are Chad and Sandy. You think you got a problem? Well, it probably isn't, because Chad and Sandy handle it. They're the local real estate experts that have this proven system. Using the proprietary Market Max system, Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed upon price and deadline, or they'll buy it. That's right. No required repairs. Pick your move date. Take Maria in St. John's. I was so frustrated after 2 different agents failed to sell my home over several months. I heard Chad and Sandy on the radio and I called. Their team took the time to understand my needs and explain the process. Bottom line, my home sold in 21 days for 99% of asking price. Go to chadandsandy.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Ryan O'Halloran, he is the columnist for the Florida Times-Union. You also hear him on 92.5 FM Fridays. And as a matter of fact, the next show, because of Jaguars football Friday night against the Bucs, will go from 4 until now 7 o'clock. And I will join Hayes and Ryan during football season. We'll do it from 4 to 7 on Fridays. Big guy, how are you?
Rick, I'm good, and it's good that you called because I was just taking a break from going over the Florida State depth chart. Oh, wait.
Oh my gosh, man! I mean, hey, I made a big deal about it yesterday. Can you imagine if you dug up like an outstanding college football fan, and let's say even from 15 years ago, and it could really be from 2 years ago, and you told him that the FBI swept for bugs at Ole Miss when Lane Kiffin left, a player was cut from the Cleveland Browns, turned around, got paid, and signed with LSU. And Florida State is so bad, they won't even release a depth chart.
Yeah, these are strange days. And, it's the first time in my career today after practice where I talked to Jack Pyburn, the Jacksonville native, played at Bowles. And I asked him, what is the challenge this week dividing your attention between the Buccaneers and potentially what could happen next week?
Mm-hmm.
And he said, Bob, and I never thought I would have to ask that question because he could be getting ready for a practice squad or he could be getting ready for Clemson.
I know.
Unheard of days.
Yeah, it's and I don't like it. I really don't know. As a matter of fact, I got a Turner Koziol interview coming up, and I asked him about it as well. If he's going to be there on September 13th, as opposed to if LSU was to offer him more money, and he's not a big fan of LSU. He pointed out they beat him in the bowl game, which honestly I couldn't remember. I can't remember any of these bowl games that aren't playoff related. All right, let's get to today. Not as much juice as we saw last Wednesday against Carolina. Would you agree?
Yeah, a little bit. I thought the Jaguar defense was terrific today, and that's the field I was paying attention to for the Times Union. I thought they came out and they rushed the passer well. You obviously can't sack them. I thought they were sticky in coverage, had some pass breakups. Buster Brown had a nice interception off deflection, and I think they heard Liam Cohen both probably internally and externally pound the drums and sound the bugles the other day, saying, "Okay, you guys, the season's coming up. You can't just flip a switch. I've treated you guys with kid gloves in terms of pads, in terms of not playing in games. It's time to respond." At least on the defensive side, I thought they did, and just judging by the offensive side, didn't see any of that. Weren't a lot of roars after like the first play, but. So maybe both defenses probably won today.
Yeah, I thought that I watched primarily the offense, and obviously that started with the touchdown pass to Brian Thomas Jr., who fell on the shoulder, went down, did not return. Liam did say that he thinks he'll be fine. But I thought they did some really good things, and then it kind of tailed off towards the end. But let's stay with the defense now. 4 takeaways today after not having one against the Saints and the Panthers. 2 picks, 2 fumbles. They were able to make their way through. How about after practice? I noticed you were down there listening. How about Baker Mayfield coming out and saying this was eye-opening, and if this was a regular season game, there's no doubt Jacksonville would have won.
I mean, I would love to cover Baker Mayfield because the question he was asked by a Tampa reporter, totally legitimate. Hey, it was at least good you finished with a decent 2-minute period. And he used that to launch into hey, Jaguars defense was playing their hair on fire. If we're keeping score today, we wouldn't have come out on top. And then he keeps going. He goes, we were out physical today. He goes, I don't care who's on the field for us. The expectation is you play physical. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, when the court, and that's something that Liam said the other day when I asked him about Mayfield, is Mayfield not even afraid to call anybody out because he could take the criticism himself. So I thought if they go, I don't expect them to go full pads tomorrow, but if they did, Tampa Bay would have come out with a bigger edge.
All right, plenty of sacks today. Not only Josh Hines Allen, who may have had 4 or 5. Did you have an official number on him?
Yeah, I had at least on the when they were on the near field, I had him maybe 2.5 or 3, and B.J. Green got there again. Zach Durfree got there again against the backup quarterback. Walker had a pressure, so it's all very subjective a little bit, but. Jerry and Jones would have had a pressure on an incompletion. So very active day for the pass rush.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Ryan O'Halloran, our guest columnist, Florida Times Union. Tackle for loss for Buster Brown. Also the pick 6 by Antonio Johnson. All right, you watched Travis Hunter today, who once again, exclusively on defense. I know he had 1 pass breakup. What else did he do? How did he look, in your opinion?
Yeah, I thought Godwin worked him over a couple of times. So I thought it was a little bit of a struggle for Hunter on some of those crossing routes. And I thought, if you look at the Jaguar corners, Buster Brown, better day than Hunter. Same with Jerry and Jones. Jordan Lewis did not take any team reps, which, frankly, that's turning into a little bit of a story right now because he just did a couple of things the other day. So see if he'll be ready for full-time duty. But you notice, I mean, here's the other thing. You notice Jalen Husky a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And, okay, are they going to try and get him on the field in some dime stuff? Because there was probably a play from about the 5 or 6 yard line, and Tampa Bay came out with trips to the left side. He had the inside receiver who went in motion, so he went across the formation, got in position at the goal line, and broke up the pass with some sticky coverage. I've been impressed with Husky. I'm not sure there's a lot of room for him in terms of the defense right now, but he's making an impression that if Eric Murray gets nicked or Antonio Johnson's maybe a big nickel for a game, I would play him over Ransaw.
All right, a lot to uncover here because we did see Jordan Lewis go toe-to-toe with Parker Washington. I think it was Sunday, or it might have been yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't know. They all kind of run together.
Sunday, yeah.
Yeah, and so he did teamwork then, but he didn't today. So there's one side of it. And I like what you are saying here about Jalen Husky. And yes, the Jaguars last year, Lewis went out, Hunter went out. So they were down some corners, but they went with a lot of 3 safety looks in 2025.
Yeah, if everybody's healthy, I think right now their dime would be 4 corners because they can play Johnson in a versatile role. They can play Jerry and Jones in a versatile role and have Eric Murray to be that center fielder. But also if they go 3 safety, 3 corners, I think that brings Husky into the equation. And the other thing is, okay, well, what's Hunter's role in dime?
Mm-hmm.
If he's off the field because he's getting ready to play offense or something, then you go 3 and 3. And one thing that Liam Cohen said before camp is that he just felt like the secondary was a lot better equipped this year, personnel-wise, to play more dime.
We're a couple of days away from cuts. It kind of feels like Quinn Allen Jr. may not be available for Cleveland. Is it Abdullah who's the third back? What do you think they're going to do there?
Yeah, I think it'd be Abdullah. Even if over the weekend they get a pretty decent bill of health on the Quinn Allen, because Abdullah could use him as that kick return spot if Allen is not ready to go, and it's you'd rather go with a veteran than a rookie in case you got to play on third down.
Yeah, you
figure Abdullah is probably a lot more well versed in the protection game, and that's a key part. All these guys can catch it. But in terms of who can pick up the blitz, who can stand up a linebacker, who can get in the way of a rusher, I think Abdullah would be the guy there over Taylor, and then clear waivers and put him on the practice squad.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, maybe he gets a toe popper, and you can put an injury on him and kind of bury him. But we'll see what happens. Hey, let's wrap with the offensive line, and it was the same 5 again today. We'll wait on Cleveland. Will he be back? I tend to believe he will, but we'll see. I'm set now with Pregnon as the starting left guard next to Anton Harrison at left tackle. Where are you in all of this for the opener against the Browns?
Yeah, I think they're there as well. Harrison, Pregnon, Hainsey, Cleveland, and then Little / Van Lanen. They feel like if Walker Little is asked to do right tackle for a couple games, he can hold down the proverbial fort. Van Lanen won't be in teamwork tomorrow either, so they'll wean him back in. I think next week is a little bit of a big week for Cole Van Lanen. Can you get into the team mix? And then he has to practice in week 1 to be available to play. But when Van Lanen's back, then you use Walker Little as your swing guard, and who can also be a swing tackle. So, they weathered the storm over the first couple of weeks of camp, where they wanted to experiment by choice, but they had to do it by necessity. And obviously, it'd be interesting to see their rationale on Pregnon. Pretty much a career right guard in college. Wide left guard they feel is the best spot for him moving forward. Disagree or agree? I just would like their insight on that. So it'll probably come up in the next couple of days.
Yeah, and Wyatt Milam, was expected to be the right guard, and he may be the biggest disappointment at camp. And, a lot of that is injury related, but also when he was there, he just didn't perform all that well. So not saying that's the end of the road for him. He could bounce back. Hey, leave us with anything else that you saw today, good or bad, that caught your eye?
Real quick on Milam, opportunity wasted, then he got hurt.
Yeah. One practice, he was like 0 for 4 in one-on-ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so they sort of moved on. They moved to Pregnon the next day, and then Emmanuel got hurt, and Milam got a chance at right tackle, couldn't capitalize there. Okay, let's the guys up front on defense during this Tampa Bay practice today. Dickerson got a lot of run on first and second down, and so pretty much, does Eric Armstead may not technically be a starter, but maybe he's more of a third down guy, or they're also taking care of his reps during camp. So they have a lot of confidence in Matt Dickerson. I thought Ruque was a little more active today. I think he's sort of hearing, hey, he's a big week here to see if he can stick on this team. So some decisions to be made on the defensive line once you get to that third line of that depth chart.
No doubt. All right. There he is, Ryan O'Halloran, columnist of the Florida Times-Union. And Ryan, appreciate it. See you out there tomorrow at the Miller Electric Center.
All right. Thanks, Rick.
There he goes. I am Rick Ballou. Something big is coming September 2nd. DraftKings Game Day arrives with massive deals, exclusive deals, and an all-day celebration for sports fans. The DraftKings Sports app is now live in all 50 states, including right here in Florida. One app, every sport. DraftKings Game Day is the kickoff of a new season, a new era. Remember the date, September 2nd. New DraftKings customers sign up with the code 1010XL. Spend $5 to get $200 in rewards within 21 days. That's code 1010XL in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Event trading offered by DraftKings Predictions, a CFTC registered introducing broker. Trading involves risk of loss. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. $50 every 7 days via click-to-claim issued in non-withdrawable. Prediction dollars that expire in 1-year terms. DKNG.co/predictions promo. Nationwide based on sportsbook predictions. And free-to-play sports contest availability varies by state.
The Kings of the Swamp.
Ball's loose at the 38. Gators got it. Wow. This is Gators head football coach John Summerall. Join Sean Kelly and our broadcast crew as they bring you Gators football all season long.
On Jacksonville's home of Florida Gators football, 1010 XL.
The birth of a child is a time of joy, but when complications during delivery lead to injury or death, families are left with lifelong problems. If you believe a medical mistake contributed to a birth injury, protect yourself and your family by understanding your legal options. Founded in Jacksonville, Edwards & Ragatz helps families evaluate medical negligence claims. No fees unless you recover damages. Call 904-INJURED or visit 904injured.com.
Edwards & Ragatz, offices Jacksonville.
There's a simpler and easier way to get your construction permits. PermitRockstar.com. PermitRockstar.com has a team of rock stars, construction rock stars that fight the permit battle for you. The Permit Rockstar platform can virtually automate and submit your permit paperwork, eliminating mistakes, and their private provider can save you weeks on plan reviews and virtual inspections. Get your permits faster. PermitRockstar.com. Stop waiting on permits and get back to building. PermitRockstar.com.
Fish know where to hide. Captain Kevin knows how to find them.
That's a big one.
Listen for the Ring Power Fishing Forecast Show, brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss and Royal Pest Services.
Thursday nights at 6
on 1010XL AM.
This is the Mangler with WM. If your business needs a service provider, then you can trust WM as the most reliable national provider among collection and disposal companies. We offer customized service options to meet your business needs, including waste removal, recycling collection, and bulk item pickup. You can track and change your services easily with our MyWM app. With over 99% reliable pickup rates, you can trust WM to help your business. To learn more, go to WM.com/Duval. That's WM.com/Duval.
Credit card interest rates are now over 29%. Most people are only making the minimum payments, so they're getting nowhere. Hey, Prosser here, but here's what many homeowners don't realize. Using the equity in your home, you can easily access hundreds of thousands in cash. With Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can pay off your credit card, your existing HELOC, your car loans, or get money for that home improvement project. One client just got $100,000 approved and saved over $1,500 a month. Here's the best part. With Loan Pronto, you can do it all from your phone. With zero out-of-pocket, no hard credit pull up front, no appraisal, no long, drawn-out bank process, and no touching your first mortgage. Rates are at a near 3-year low. Act now. Go to loanpronto.com. See how much you can get in about 60 seconds. Loan Pronto, 2,800 5-star Google reviews. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Call a timeout for the new Smokin' Honey Melts at Firehouse Subs. Choose flame-seared shaved steak or grilled chicken breast, peppers, caramelized onions, melted provolone, chipotle honey dressing, and mayo. All on a toasted sub roll, only at Firehouse Subs.
Late August is a funny checkpoint. Summer is still here, but September's standing in the doorway. This is Frank Frangie. If weight, health, and feeling better were on your list to cross off, finalize it today at awaken180weightloss.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focus, fueled, fearless, Farah. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
I woke up this morning with the sun down, shining in.
Is this old school, Kenny Rogers?
Yeah, this is before he figured out I could just kind of croon some country songs. And
But then,
It
this is
wasn't
what
the
he's
Kenny Rogers Experience. What was the name of it?
First edition.
Ah. I think Bob Seger had a different name, too,
on a jagged sky.
early on. I know Chicago did. They were the, like, Chicago transportation or... Kenny Rogers, man. My mom absolutely loved Kenny Rogers. And Bob Seger, for that matter. But there you go. And they're leaving us. Some great singer-songwriters. That includes Dolly Parton, who unfortunately did pass today. Some of these stories right now that are leading the way sports-related are freaking scary. I mean, just look at the top stories. Big Ten officially bans NFL players to return to college. I mean, how do you make that up? It's just absolutely crazy. Okay. The owner of the 49ers who got hung out to dry by a lady of the night, it says now that he pinged 3 fake prostitutes 3 times before he was arrested. You just go on and on and on. More on the PGA and the LIV, the LIV Tour, what's going to happen. It's just, it's the world we live in. There's really no other way to say it. It's just, it's nuts on a day-to-day basis, stuff that we are seeing in the great world of sports. All right, some big-time baseball going on as well. I'm almost never mentioning it. But, you look at what's happening right now where Alvarez has an opportunity to win the Triple Crown. Okay. That's a huge story. And Yastrzemski was the last guy to win it in 70. Then I think Miggy Cabrera won it in like the teens. Here's another great story, though. You realize that Louis Ariz could win his 4th batting title in 5 years on 4 different baseball teams. Think about that for a minute. I mean, this guy moves. He's like a Bobby Bonds. He's like he picked up a save the other day. How come I can't think of his name? Kimbrel picked up a save for the Royals. He's on his 12th team. All right. This guy, and I did some research on it just because I care. And again, I'll get off this and I'm just going to spend just a second on it because there are still some baseball fans listening. A few of you. The only other guy to win 4 batting titles who's not in the Hall of Fame is Bill Madlock, the Mad Dog. But this could happen here for Louis Ariz. And he probably won't be back in Philadelphia next year. So he's going to travel once again. Remember, he was traded right before the deadline from San Francisco to Philadelphia. I can feel it. It's like pounding in my right ear. pounding. And it's saying, get back to football. Get back to football. Get back to football. You got it. Hour number 2 begins with one of the rookies who's had a big-time camp. He is Tanner Koziol. He goes into the night.
Our world is full of balls and fields and games. It's a fantasy life.
Do you believe in unlikelihood?
Come join the fun.
It is a game.
1010XL.
Ballou here for Smoonez Vision. Why Smoonez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smoonez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smoonez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smoonez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmoonezVision.com today. Care you can see.
When it comes to your home or business, experience matters. That's why every apprentice at Local 234, whether training in plumbing, pipe fitting, welding, or HVAC, must pass a rigorous county licensing exam before graduating. It's just one more way Local 234 ensures the next generation of skilled professionals is ready for the job. Before you hire anyone, ask if the work will be performed by a licensed journeyman. Local 234, make the right connection.
I'm Chris Campione. Auto accidents can leave you feeling lost and overwhelmed. But at Campione Law, we're here to guide you with a personal touch through every step of the process. We don't get paid unless you get paid. CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione, Campione Law.
Get ready for PGA Tour champions to return to Hammock Beach Golf Resort and Spa for the 2026 Constellation Furyk and Friends, October 9th to 11th.
Hey everyone, this is Jim Furyk. Join us this fall for world-class golf, incredible food, live music, and an unforgettable weekend on the iconic Ocean Course.
Plus, don't miss country music star Billy Currington live at the Furyk Foundation concert on Friday, October 9th. For tickets and info, visit ConstellationFurykandFriends.com.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Northeast Florida's highest-rated residential home electrical contractor is American Electrical, providing unsurpassed quality in Duval, St. Johns, Clay, and Nassau counties. No matter your electrical problem or project, large or small, American Electrical will get it done at a price that's right. High-quality electrician, that's who they are. Trust a company that's been on the First Coast for decades, proudly serving the community while being a big part of the community. Call American Electrical for all your electric needs at 737-7770. Wired right at a fair price.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party.
Hey, Coach, you getting in on the Hard Rock Bet Survival Pool?
Has it started yet?
Nope. Just lock in your pick by October 4th to play.
And that's it?
Nope. You pick a new team each week.
Any entry fee?
Nope. It's free to play after you made a deposit.
Is there big money up for grabs?
Up to $2 million cash.
I'm in. Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us. Free to play. No purchase necessary to enter. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for Instant Keys locksmith service.
Joe C. for Blossman Gas. They've been providing hometown service and the comforts of propane to home and businesses since 1951. Imagine movie night spent around glowing gas fireplace logs, cookouts in the backyard with your propane grill, or laundry done faster with your gas dryer. Blossman has a wide variety of gas appliances to fit your needs. Propane delivery, gas appliances, and a full service team. Blossman Gas is your local company for everything propane. Blossman Gas, log on, blossmangas.com, and check out the Blossman difference.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialist is now offering ortho walk-in appointments. If you have an immediate need for orthopedic care, contact Southeast Orthopedic Specialist immediately. Avoid ERs and urgent care waiting rooms. For more information, go to se-ortho.com.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jags Bucs this morning at the Miller Electric Center. Outstanding. Really good performance by the Jaguars. Much better football team, offensively and defensively. Really controlled everything. More physical. 4 takeaways by the defense. Several sacks. And Ryan O'Halloran just said 2.5 or 3 for Josh Hines Allen. And unlike last week against Carolina, where I focused mostly on the Jaguars defense, today I focused mostly on the Jaguars offense. But I've seen Hines Allen with, maybe 5 plus. Walker had a sack today. Hamilton had a sack. Gardeck had a sack. B.J. Green forced a fumble. Antonio Johnson a pick 6. Buster Brown had a really strong day in coverage. Okay. Had an interception. Also had a tackle for loss. Foye Oluokun, a fumble recovery on I think it was a knockout by Eric Murray. Okay. B.J. Green with a forced fumble. I mean, just play after play after play on defense. Better defense. Really rattled Baker Mayfield in this offense. Jaguars offense started on fire. I mean, the best play of the day was the first play. Probably a 40-yard pass and catch. Lawrence to to Brian Thomas Jr. It landed awkwardly on the shoulder. That was it. Visited with the trainers and, did not return. He's not going to go tomorrow. Liam Cohen said that he thinks he'll be fine. Get him ready for Cleveland. That was his exact quote on all of this. I think Jacksonville, for the most part, unless we see something tomorrow morning, I think they got out of there today unscathed. I think they got out of there today without any injuries. They ran the ball well. Both C-Rod and Tootin. A couple of times Tootin, just sensational. Breakaway speed. Okay? I mean, this is a 4.32, 4.33 guy. Big fumble early on. Okay? And, that's something that this football team can't do. You want to dominate the turnover to takeaway ratio. Plus 13 a year ago were the Jags. And again, the 4 takeaways that they got today, they didn't have any against Carolina last week. They didn't have any against New Orleans 2 weeks ago. So this was a right time in order for that to really take place. Parker Washington led the way for the wide receivers. And I'm not sure how many passes he caught today. He caught a touchdown where he was in double coverage. And it was just a great route and a great pass for Trevor. The offense slipped late, no doubt. I mean, it started on fire, but it slipped late. And, the same thing happened with them against Carolina a little bit. And I wasn't in New Orleans for that workout. Is that something to be nervous about? I'm not sure. I'm really not at this particular time. So I still think the biggest concern is the offensive line. Obviously, Jacoby Myers has his hand wrapped up, bandaged up after last Wednesday jamming it against Carolina. Now, all of a sudden, you have Brian Thomas Jr., who went down today. And also Sunday was officially the return for Parker Washington, who went up for a one-handed ball today. He almost made the grab, but man, that was a hard fall. The good part of it is there wasn't any assistance coming from the defensive back. I'm trying to remember if that was Winfield, who actually, it might have been the other kid. what's that? Number 27. Yeah, Zion McCollum. Might have been him. And, that's McCollum's the guy that Brian Thomas Jr. beat on the first play. But it could have been something if, a defender help him. And they're not tackling here, but still in a situation like that, when you're both going and you're, extended as high as you can get for a football, that could have really been scary. So hopefully he's fine, because that was a hard crash to the ground. All right, final thought. A lot of rough stuff today. A lot of pushing. All right, some punches. Most of it in the ditch. Good to see Anton Harrison all of a sudden have a little bit of fire in the belly. Yeah, I mean, it's about time. And I think there's some nasty that is starting to get created on the left side of the line. And I'm all in on Anton, and I'm all in on Pregnon. You hear me? I'm all in. Let's roll with that left side. And that could be around here for years and years and years and years and years. And those are two guys right there where I think there's an opportunity of some old school with them. All right. And Jonah Monheim, maybe as early as next year. I'm actually going to talk with Monheim tomorrow. Looking forward to doing that. Today, I did catch up with Tanner Koziol. And it's been a great training camp so far for the rookie tight end. So let's get to it. This was right after today's practice. The Buccaneers in town, head-to-head with your Jaguars. Things have just wrapped up here. Jags and Bucs, first of two, here with rookie tight end Tanner Koziol. How'd it go today?
It went well. I think that we're just continuing to take steps as an offense and also as a tight end room. I think just playing with more confidence, being more confident in our jobs, being more confident in certain situations. I think just overall we're taking steps towards the right direction. We're just going to continue to get better as the season goes on.
What's this like for you, and how valuable is it to work against the Saints, Panthers, now the Bucs, both today and tomorrow?
Yeah, it's fun to now go against Josh and Trayvon every day and BJ and all the guys. We got the best DN room in the league, and it's really nice to be able to see different looks and kind of get in the game plan. Like watch the film on, see what these guys do, see what they do well, see the looks you're going to get different looks, and just adjust your plays to that and do your job, but it's going to look different and just come prepared.
Got chippy out there today.
Yeah, a little bit. Everyone loves to compete.
Last time I spoke with you, I believe it was during the rookie minicamp and then OTAs, and it looks to me like you've added some muscle. How did the 2 months or whatever it was off, how do you feel about what you've done with your body?
I'm really happy with it. It's always been since I was in 8th grade, 9th grade, I was putting down chocolate milk like a baby. Still do from time to time, but being able to put on the right weight, being able to, all the resources that we have, the strength staff, Jackie, our nutritionist, and Mindy, they just do such a great job. And we have all these resources. I mean, we have everything you could possibly need to add however much muscle you want, do whatever you want with your body, and you just got to communicate it with them. And just being like very disciplined in what I'm eating, very disciplined in how I'm treating my body is huge. And I think that I've done a solid job of it, and I think I could just continue to get better and just fill out this frame.
I think it's been very impressive to see you and Nate and CJ and Cameron, you four come in, drafted, have all been a big part of this. I mean, it feels like every day you guys have made plays, and being asked to learn this offense and just adapt. What's it like for you four?
Yeah, I think it's just a huge testament to our staff and our players on this team, the culture that we have. We have vets that pour into us. We have teammates that pour into us. We have just coaches that prepare us. And for us four, it's just been really fun to be out there, especially with the team we have. You want to go out there and play with Trevor. You want to go out there and play with Nick Mullins. You want to go out there and play with Walker Little and Ezra and everyone. Like, you just want to be out there with these guys. And being able to be on the field with them is the motivating factor alone. And being out there and just being a Jaguar, since I've been here, I've realized that there's a big sense of pride that comes with that. And I really appreciate that I can understand that and how obvious that this community makes it feel. So us four have just really, we talk about that often, and it's just really cool to be here.
Your athleticism and your ability to catch the football has been discussed a lot. I've been pleasantly surprised with your blocking. What has that experience been like? And I know the last time that we had a conversation, you went on to say that you realized that was something that you really needed to address.
A big thing is confidence, almost like a golf shot. When you're standing over a golf shot and you know you got a good feel going and like you know exactly how it feels to hit a good shot, you've put in the reps of it, you got the right swing thoughts. I feel like that's a big part of blocking. I feel like knowing your target, knowing that versus this look, it's going to feel a little different. Versus this guy, it's going to feel a little different. When you have this leverage, it's going to feel a little different. And getting the feels down so that you could truly just throw your hat, throw your hands, and get into people a lot faster and more confident. I think that's been a huge thing, just getting the reps down. And with my frame, I think I can continue to just grow in that area and eventually be a very dominant inline blocker.
All right, can we look for you against Cleveland on opening day, or will LSU offer you more money? You go back to college.
Look for me against Cleveland.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, thank you, Tanner.
Yes, sir. Go Cougs.
And at the very end there, we cut it off. He says, I'd never play for LSU. Remember, we beat them in the bowl game. Of course, he's talking about Houston. Very likable guy. And how can you not like a 22-year-old who's comparing playing tight end to a golf swing? He's 22. What the hell does he know about golf at the age of 22? It's unbelievable. And he crushes chocolate milk. I mean, I would think that, I don't know. Do they still make the Yahoos or whatever it is? First off, I love chocolate milk. If I can get away with chocolate milk and donuts, man, I'd start the day off with a 6-pack of each if I could get away with it. This should have endorsement written all over him as far as chocolate milk.
I mean, Yoo-hoo, yeah, a Yoo-hoo would be great. Chocolate milk. I remember they used to do. Clay Thompson used to be the chocolate milk guy. So
good, man. I love chocolate.
They
milk.
might be looking. They might be looking.
He's impressive. 237 receptions in 4 years. First 3 at Ball State. Last year at Houston, 2,234 yards, 24 touchdowns. And again, if you look at his video, if you look at his highlight package, and it's a route tree that really covers everything. You would think at 6'7", 250, it would be a lot of jump balls and just, run of the end zone will locate you. No. Over the middle, sideline routes. And again, the body, I don't know what he is as far as weight. These guys lose so much, training at the Miller Electric Center with the heat and everything that goes on. I'm not sure if he's more than 250 right now. If you remember over the summer, I said that he was listed at 6'7", 250. To me, Koziol looks like he's 6'7", 220. And that's a positive. Because my thinking was he's got the frame where he can absolutely add big-time weight, good weight, and you don't want it coming to the expense of speed. Again, he's a little bit more athletic than I actually saw on tape, seeing him in person. But I thought he had carved himself up a little bit and added some weight. And, that's very noticeable for a lot of football players this past year. I mean, I could name a dozen of them, including certainly Travis Hunter, guys who have added good weight, muscle. I think down the road here, maybe as early as next year, you may see that with Koziol. Can he block? That's the question. And we'll see. A lot of people think that it's going to keep 3 tight ends. And they're going to keep the 2 rookies. And Nate Borkircher had his best practice of the year on Sunday. All right, caught a couple of touchdown passes. And again, we haven't really been able to fully see what he's all about because he is a blocking tight end. And you're going to see him out there in 12 personnel when they go to double tights. But, the battle, Quentin Morris hasn't had a great camp. It's unfortunate. I'm a big fan of his. I really am. And I know he signed a 1-year extension. Don't know what's going to happen. Even if he doesn't make it, I'm sure they'd love to put him on the practice squad. I don't know if another team would come call him. We'll have to see. I still think Hunter Long is a long shot. No pun intended. Maybe they can do the same thing with him and put him on the practice squad. But it feels like they're going to have to keep an extra offensive lineman. It feels like they may have to keep an extra defensive linemen. I don't know if Allen Jr. is going to be ready for the month of September. Does that mean they keep Abdullah and they do it without putting something injury-wise on Allen, right? I mean, if you put him on IR with an opportunity to return, he's out 4 games. So do you want to sit him that long, or do you just have him maybe on the shelf and hope that he can return, week 2, week 3? It's interesting. It is. And they still got some time to recover here. It's the 25th day of August. So, you got the rest of this week, and then you have 2 full weeks before Cleveland and Deshaun Watson rolls into town against your Jaguars. I'm Rick Ballou. Something big is coming September 2nd. DraftKings Game Day arrives with massive deals, exclusive deals, and an all-day celebration for sports fans. The DraftKings Sports app is now live in all 50 states, including right here in Florida. One app, every sport. DraftKings Game Day is the kickoff of a new season, a new era. Remember the date, September 2nd. New DraftKings customers sign up with the code 1010XL, spend $5 to get $200 in rewards within 21 days. That's code 1010XL in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Event trading offered by DraftKings Predictions, a CFTC registered introducing broker. Trading involves risk of loss. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. $50 every 7 days via click-to-claim issued in non-withdrawable. Prediction dollars that expire in 1 year terms. DKNG.co/predictions promo nationwide based on sportsbook predictions, and free-to-play sports contest availability varies by state.
Fans first.
I was born a Jags fan, and I'm Duval till I die.
Jaguars pride forever.
Duval!
1010XL, home of the Jaguars.
This is Kyle, a real Farah and Farah client.
You got to have a big law firm with resources, because the insurance companies, they are spending a ton of resources to get you as little as possible.
Yeah.
I remember in my case, they sent out a flower van. They were watching and taking pictures of me, anything they can get on you.
How did that make you feel, knowing that that was taking place?
It was a scary time when it first happened. There was a lot of stuff going through my head, but knowing that financially my family's taken care of now, that means more to me than anything.
Farah and Farah. Results may vary. Jacksonville.
Hey, Hicken here on 1010XL. Jacksonville lawns fight sandy soil, and regular watering and mowing, not enough. TopDressing.com fixes the real problem. Their Crew Core aerates your yard, then spreads a custom organic biocompost blend that rebuilds the soil, feeds the roots, and grows thicker, greener grass from the ground up. It's the professional way to rescue your lawn. Do like I did. Call 888-850-1850 or visit TopDressing.com.
Hey, Tony here from Tony D's New York Pizza. No time for lunch? I get it. Walk in, check out our lunch specials, and you're back out in minutes. Fast, hot, fresh, and ready to go. Tony D's New York Pizza. Quick, easy, and always fresh. Bay Meadows and $2.95.
If you missed it, get it on demand.
And you send those out on the line.
Find your 1010XL favorites where you find podcasts and at 1010XL.com. Channel 5, Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning.
When you call Endless Summer Roofing, you're not getting a 1-800 number in another state. You're getting your neighbors. We are family-owned, locally operated, with our own employees, not subcontractors, and over 50 years in combined roofing experience. This means the same crew that installs your roof is the team that stands behind it. We're not strangers. We don't take shortcuts. We're local people who take pride in protecting our neighbors' homes. Endless Summer Roofing. Local roots, rock-solid roofs.
Hey, it's Travis from Cannons of Jacks. When you need a trailer hitch, gooseneck, or RV towing options, call us at Cannons. We've been doing it for 55 years, and customer service is our #1 priority. Visit cannonsofjacks.com.
It's summertime, and Aleve is here to keep you on the go. Whether it's planes, trains, or automobiles, Aleve's got your back with up to 12 hours of back pain relief. With just one dose, you'll get to your destination and be ready for your next adventure. So pack your sunscreen, your shades, and your Aleve. No matter where your final stop, Aleve will keep you moving. From sunup to sundown, Aleve's got your back this summer. Feel Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains.
Back to school starts now. Get long-lasting battery life on the Dell XPS laptop powered by Series 3 Intel Core so you can work from anywhere. Now starting at $699 with exclusive student pricing starting at $599. Complete your setup with savings on select monitors and must-have electronics and accessories. Limited time deals and free shipping on PCs and more await you at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Give me 11 lunatics on defense and on my offensive line. Stupid penalties, you know what? If it fires up the team, I'm okay with it. I really am. We had college football around here back when, it meant something. Florida State, Miami, Florida, look at all the personal fouls they would get. Playing to the echo of the whistle. And it happened out there today. It included a situation with Trevor Lawrence, pushing off Alex Anzalone. And we played Liam Cohen on that a little bit earlier, discussing it. But this is Trevor Lawrence we're talking about. I mean, I remember consistently at least 2 years in a row, almost a third year in a row, my conversations in Charlotte were never about Clemson when I sat down with Dabble Sweeney. It was always about Trevor Lawrence. And the first couple of years, it was about fire in the belly. Is he a leader? Is he a guy? And I didn't expect him to be Tom Brady. I didn't expect him to be Phillip Rivers. But there was a real question about his leadership, right? Man, there's no doubt. There's no question that the maturation has taken place. And he's been voted a captain 5 straight years. All right? And I'm trying to remember their former offensive coordinator who went over to be the head coach of the Virginia Cavaliers. I can't even remember, but I remember I did the same deal with him. And I was like, yeah, it was all about the leadership and the fire of Trevor at the very end. Yeah, and tell us about Virginia. How are you guys going to do this? Yeah. But I was like, they actually enjoyed it because they get asked the same questions by everyone. And then I would make it exclusively, about Trevor. But he's showing you that. Look at all the people here that are telling me that it was the Transit Authority, the Chicago Transit Authority, because I asked a little bit earlier about that. Who's saying he's a pansy? That was right now. You're calling Trevor a pansy to 74-28. How? How is he a pansy? He's never had, he's never had happy feet. He's never looked over his shoulder. He's not gun shy. He's been the exact opposite. He's been blamed around here for trying to do too much, trying to make plays, being used to being able to do whatever he wanted in high school and college, where at this level with speed, you just can't get away with it. They had to tell him to get down. The Aziz, disaster is just one example of that. Thought he was very smart last year. You know what Trevor did more last year? Ran out of bounds. Found the chain, ran out of bounds. They're going to have no chains this year, right? Or they're actually going to be out there as like a replacement. Replacement chains, okay? The first down marker is going to be like what you see on TV. That's how they're actually going to measure it. Wow. Look at this. 00401. Tootin is one fumble away from never playing again. That's his knock. And I want to say only had one fumble as a rookie. All right. He only had about 100 touches. But I want to say only one as a rookie. All right. Let me look at this, and I want to get to Baker Mayfield here because I want you to hear how he described what actually did happen today for the Buccaneers against the Jaguars. Let's see, 83 carries last year for Tootin, one fumble, one lost fumble. Let me look at his receptions to make sure he didn't cough one up there. He had 10 receptions, did not lose the fumble. All right, so 93 touches, one fumble. But he's aware of that. And, that the other part of it has been he was so concerned with it that people talk about the wiggle and that 15 yards was his longest carry in the regular season. Obviously, that changed against Buffalo in the playoffs, that maybe he was overthinking it. And listen, I'm not here to provide a defense for Bayshell Tootin. He coughs up the football, I'm going to rip him. I'm going to rip him. He can't do it. Okay? And I think he's going to have a big year. We'll see. Baker Mayfield, always interesting. No doubt about it, no matter what you ask. Apparently, this comes with him just kind of taking off on his own. I'd like to set this up by saying, hey, Baker, who won today's practice? But it wasn't even that. He was asked about something Buccaneers related, and he went on to say this.
It's tough. I thought, they gave us some good looks. They were playing with their hair on fire, I'll say that. We definitely, if this was a full game, I don't think we would have come out on the winning side of it. So just a little eye-opening. Got to get back and watch the tape. It's never as good or as bad as you think it is, but I think from my standpoint, they out-physicaled us, and that's never what you want to have. So doesn't matter who we have out there. You want guys that are going to do their very best to be the more physical team and want it more. And I don't know if we did that today. So the tape will tell. But yeah, 2-minute work was decent. Obviously, Lightning kind of cut it short. But yeah, at that point in practice, guys, we got to get in game shape. You guys were kind of huffing and puffing a little bit. It's hot. I get it. But yeah, we needed it.
How about that? I love his honesty. He's a leader. He's the quarterback. You can also make the case frustrated because he doesn't have a new contract. But we were out physical today. I mean, he just threw his offensive line right under the bus. And I don't have a problem with that. As long as you address it with your guys, I don't have a problem with it. I mean, you need a voice. I hope that, that's not something that we hear Trevor Lawrence talk about this year. We talked about how he's grown. Trevor never would say anything like that very early in his career. But we've seen at times where he's talked about route running and whatever it may be. He's certainly a guy that is willing to blame himself. But I think you've begun to notice a little bit that others will get involved. And you know what? That's only fair. It is, if that is what happened. And it did here today, no doubt about it, with Baker Mayfield. Absolutely. So, there you go. It's just a better overall day for the Jaguars, as far as I am concerned. 0212, that's what I fear. The NFL will put that rule in. The 4th and 15. This guy's wondering about gambling bets. Will they pour in on 4th and 15? Will they or will they not? Place your bets. Absolutely, they will. Those folks would put up a bet on, you name it. Because you know what? They're going to have ample time for it. I mean, they get up on 1st, 2nd, 3rd down, I guess. I don't wager, so I don't know. But you're going to have a probably, I don't know if they'll have a commercial break. They should, because the defense should have the edge here. And if you march down the field and score, and you kick a PAT, and then you go right back out and instead of kicking off, you put the tired defense back on the field with this 4th and 15, which just is awful. The defense is going to be exhausted, though. I would expect that there would be a commercial break before that. But I may be wrong. I don't know. I just don't know. You know, if all of a sudden the Jags are on offense and it's a tired defense, you don't want a commercial break. If it's the story that I described to you a little bit earlier in the program, absolutely you want them to bounce out for 3 minutes or so. So anyway, this is something to take a look at. It goes on to say, and I agree with you, the game doesn't need gimmicks. It certainly does not. It's the one game that doesn't need them. And that's what's disappointing. If ratings were dropping, if the interest in the sport was dropping, yeah, do something. But 4-point field goals, instead of an onside kick, you give them an opportunity, 4th and 15? No. Super Bowls in other countries? No. Don't get me started. It's respect the game and the people here in the United States of America. First. How about lower ticket prices league-wide? Okay? I mean, all of a sudden, football has become like a vacation. When I grew up, I went to Florida once. I went to Disney World when I was 12. It's like my parents saved up for years. It's like this is your only vacation. We went to Kennebunkport, Maine, and we went to New Hampshire, and we did things like that. But that was it, okay? It's almost the way it is for families now. Oh, I'm telling you, we're going to get to go to one game. And I'm not just saying here. I'm saying league-wide. You should see the complaints. I don't know who. Actually, I do know who I was listening to, and I'm not going to mention it because that'll probably fire up some people because it wasn't sports. It was politics, but they got into NFL ticket prices, and everything that was said, I agreed with. Anyway, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Bringing the weekend to the weekday.
Work on three, 1, 2, 3.
1010XL.
Mike Dempsey. If you're thinking about a bathroom upgrade, maybe turning that old tub into a safer walk-in shower, check out 5 Star Bath Solutions. I shopped around, talked to several companies, and I chose 5 Star because their customer service was simply incredible. Responsive, honest, upfront about the entire project, and their pricing was even better than expected. When you're ready for a fresh look, better comfort, and a bathroom space you'll love using every day, schedule your free consultation at 5starbathsolutions.com and get the 5-star experience.
Lauren Brooks here. Game days are back in Duval, and Closets by Design is ready to make your home a championship space. That's right, Closets by Design does way more than custom closets. They can transform your man cave to wow your friends when they come over to watch the Teal and Black. Schedule a free in-home consultation or schedule a tour of their amazing showroom on Phillips Highway by calling 904-878-9393. Plus, get 40% off, an extra 15% off, and free installation. ClothesByDesign.com.
Rick Ballou here with a congratulations for John's Auto. They've been in business in Jacksonville for 40 years. That's right, going all the way back to 1985. Right now, they'd like to thank each and every one of you who's ever gotten their vehicle serviced at John's Auto. So, car, truck, or diesel, all makes, all models, whether it's a routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul, go to John's Auto on Arlington Road, johnautomotivejacks.com.
Hey, Hicken here. Summer air should feel fresh, not full of dust, allergens, and whatever Florida critter has been crawling around your ducts this year. Sounds gross, right? Well, it is. And your air ducts are the lungs of your home. If they're dirty, you're breathing that every day. That's where Zero Res comes in. Guys, just because you can't see in there doesn't mean you can avoid it. This month only, take $100 off air duct cleaning. That's cleaner air, better efficiency, and a fresher home guaranteed. Call 287-5727 or visit ZeroResJacksonville.com and ask for the 1010XL special.
Financial. This is Hayes Carlion for First Florida Credit Union. I went to the branch on 210 to get my car loan and had a fantastic experience. I got a great rate and was in and out. The online banking services are also outstanding. Depositing checks through the mobile app is fast and efficient. First Florida Credit Union was voted Best Credit Union in the Best of Bold City Community Choice Awards for 3 years running, and it's easy to see why. You need to be banking with First Florida Credit Union. They're enriching people every day. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity Lender.
SportsForecaster.com has all the data you need to project tomorrow's winners. Register for free and track the performance of all your favorite players and teams, including all your fantasy team picks and prospects. Sports Forecaster has the most detailed player profiles on the web, precise depth charts, every transaction, every injury, every news update. No ranting or raving, no preening or barstool bluster. At SportsForecaster.com, you get the timely info you need for every game. SportsForecaster.com. Sign up for free today.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focus, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
Physicality. Jaguars over the Buccaneers this morning at the Miller Electric Center. The better football team, certainly the more physical football team. I know Liam Cohen and company, they're going to really sit back now and study that tape to find out what's going on. But you feel much better, or you should as Jaguars fans, about what's going on at the line of scrimmage right now than, let's say, 1 week ago, both offensively and defensively. You got more from B.J. Green today. Forced the fumble, would have had a sack. Could have been 3, could have been 4, heck, could have been 5 sacks by Josh Hines-Allen. Okay? The interior defensive line playing really good football. Trayvon Walker against the run as well as sack. Secondary, Buster Brown had the best day. Had a pick, also had a tackle for loss. A pick 6 by Antonio Johnson. Parker Washington from Trevor Lawrence was outstanding. First play of the game, Trevor about a 40-yard pass to Brian Thomas Jr. He did land on his shoulder and was out for the remainder of the practice. Liam Cohen told us after that he doesn't think it's a big deal. That, get him ready for Cleveland. And I think for you Jaguars fans, that's enough, right? I mean, I've been talking about him every single night, the exact opposite of what I said about him a year ago, where he absolutely struggled in camp. He's had a great camp. All right, the offensive line today, once again, left to right. Anton Harrison, rookie Emmanuel Pregnon, your starting left guard. Robert Hainsey, Ezra Cleveland, and Walker Little at right tackle. 94-48 Ballou. Didn't Trevor also sit in the tunnel after the Kansas City playoff loss and told everyone to hold their head up? I was no longer the sideline reporter when that happened. I don't remember. Okay? I'm not going to lie to you. Just don't remember. 35-25. Why do the Jags refuse to wear teal? It's unbelievable. 35-25. I don't do unis. And I don't do tickets. I just don't. I mean, I'm not a uni guy. I know plenty of people out there are. I'm just not. And, if you ask me about where you're sitting and, why is this, I can't help you there. And I can't help you with the uniforms. There may be others here at the radio station who can. But honestly, I'm not one of those guys. 0087 Ballou. I think I missed something. What is this 4th and 5th? Oh, yeah. I mean, it's something the NFL's tabled. It's coming. After the team scores a touchdown, instead of an onside kick, which they ruined, the new kick return rules suck. I mean, it's so bad. I even had a conversation about that Sunday with Amir Abdullah. It's just awful. There's no other way to say it. And they're so hypocritical because they're saying they're trying to keep the game safe. Well, if you're trying to keep the game safe, why do you keep adding games? I mean, stop it. And I got it. I want more games. All of our listeners want more games. And if you're going to have 2 more weeks of football, the consumer loves it. You're going to get 2 additional weeks. You're going to have 18 games and 2 buys. That means the football season is expanded by 2 full weeks. Who's not going to want that? And you're going to have only 2 preseason games. But I just cannot believe that they're going to allow a team. And again, the scenario is always late in the fourth quarter. They're down by a couple of possessions. They drive the field, and especially when fatigue sets in. You just heard Baker Mayfield talk about conditioning, okay? Fatigue sets in, and the Jags are on defense, and you allow an opposing offense to put together an 11, 12-play drive that takes 7 minutes off the clock, and it was a 10-point game. Now it's a 3-point game. And you look up, and there's only a couple of minutes left, and instead of relying on your 3 defensive timeouts and, the 2-minute warning, they say, no. Maybe you had to burn a timeout. Maybe it's already under the 2-minute warning. Maybe it's 1:58 to go. Now, let's put our offense back out 4th and 15. That exhausted defense has to defend a 4th and 15. Probably the starting point is going to be the 25-yard line. So they have to go 75 yards. Okay? That is freaking foolish. That's an abomination. That's like putting a runner on second base when you get to extra innings. That's like 3-on-3 in the Olympic Games for a gold medal. And no one's going to complain about a 3-on-3 because you won the gold. But are you kidding? A 3-on-3? The greatest thing in sports is sudden death, overtime, playoff hockey. And you had a 3-on-3? At least baseball's smart enough to understand once they get to the playoffs, forget about that runner on second base. They'll do it for 162, but when they get to the playoffs, Football's going to do that? The football that you love, that daddy took you to, that mommy took you to when you were a baby. And they're also going to say, hey, how about here's one, guys. I mean, can you see them drinking scotch and smoking cigars, the owners? York on the phone, lining up his after the meetings. Here's one, guys. Let's have a 4-point field goal. What do you think? I mean, ratings are terrible. Attendance is lagging. We're not selling enough merchandise. Let's come up with a 4-point field goal now for field goal kickers.
This whole thing feels like they're running the NBA's playbook. Like NBA got big in China, and the NFL went, well, we want some of that money. Let's go to Europe. And then the NBA went, hey, guys, no more defense. Defense isn't really selling tickets. So let's not play defense. And so the NFL is like, hey, you got to be able to hit somebody between this hourglass on their chest. And now it's like, man, we should score even more points. Some of the most enjoyable football I've ever watched is legitimately it's a 3-3 game going into the fourth because dudes are just mugging each other out there.
No doubt. Yeah, marketing, there's a lot of very good individuals in the world of marketing. There's also a lot of people out there that are absolutely, totally clueless, okay? I feel like that's what's going on here with the owners. I feel like they brought in some of those individuals marketing. Well, what we need to do here is appeal to these type of viewers. Let's add a 4-point field goal. What do you think, Mary? Carrie, you over there, Lester? What do you think? A 4-point? Yeah, what a brilliant idea. I mean, the NFL doesn't need it. You don't change a menu at a restaurant. You don't change Coca-Cola. Look at what happened to them when they changed. Why would you change Coca-Cola when they did? Everyone always thinks they're smarter than someone else. Leave it alone. Football works. You should go back to the old kick rules. You should go back to the PAT right at goal line. You didn't have to bring back the point after attempt to make it, whatever it is, like field goal. Leave it where it is. Okay? And you didn't need to make the new kickoff rule. It's just terrible. The best part of football is coming out, college and pro. You take the field and you kick off. Yeah, that's it. I'm out of here. This stuff really irritates me. If you were a suffering sport, I could understand that you would want to make changes. These are totally unnecessary. And again, you're trying to reach people that are going to like this who are truly not football fans. Hacker Nation coming up at 8. We'll wrap it up on the other side.
Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care. Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
Problems, pick Porter.
When you need a lawyer,
Pick Smart.
pickporter.com.
DUI, pick Porter. Divorce, pick Porter. Criminal or injury law, pick Smart.
pickporter.com.
Problems, pick Porter.
When you need a lawyer,
Pick Smart.
pickporter.com.
I'm Rick Ballou. Something big is coming September 2nd. DraftKings Game Day arrives with massive deals, exclusive deals, and an all-day celebration for sports fans. The DraftKings Sports app is now live in all 50 states, including right here in Florida. One app, every sport. DraftKings Game Day is the new kickoff of a new season, a new era. Remember the date, September 2nd. New DraftKings customers sign up with the code 1010XL, spend $5 to get $200 in rewards within 21 days. That's code 1010XL in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Event trading offered by DraftKings Predictions, a CFTC registered introducing broker. Trading involves risk of loss. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. $50 every 7 days via click-to-claim issued in non-withdrawable. Predictions dollars that expire in 1 year. Terms DKNG Co. Predictions promo nationwide based on sportsbook predictions and free-to-play sports contest. Availability varies by state.
Hey Jaguars fans, here's your chance to be face-to-face with the team as they take the field on game day. Jump in the shadows and experience the Jaguars like never before. Enter today at everbank.com/shadows for your chance to be part of the action. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of 50 United States and D.C., 18 and older. Entry periods for the 2026 Everbank Shadows Experience promotion are from 8/17/26 to 12/20/26. For official rules and complete details, visit everbank.com/shadows. Sponsor and administrator, Everbank, N.A. Member FDIC.
Kicking here, or maybe you should call me Dreamfinders Danny. Look what Dreamfinders is doing again, an amazing 4.99% fixed interest rate. Now's your chance to lock down the rate and get in the game. You heard me right, a 4.99 fixed interest rate on select move-in ready homes. Visit dreamfindershomes.com for sales event information and get in the game. Interest rate available on select move-in ready homes. Restrictions and limitations apply. Go to dreamfindershomes.com for more details.
Hey, it's Joe C. for Wingstop. Have you ever heard of a flavor rodeo? Now available at Wingstop. Carolina Gold, a bold blend of tangy mustard barbecue, apple cider vinegar, and savory spices for the right amount of southern sweet and tang. And Jamaican Jerk, a rich barbecue sauce infused with chilies, thyme, cinnamon, garlic, nutmeg, and sweet molasses. Finished with a savory jerk season for an extra layer of flavor. Carolina Gold and Jamaican Jerk. Now that's a flavor rodeo for a limited time only at Wingstop.
Florida sun, hurricane winds, driving rain. Your roof takes a daily beating. That's why Endless Summer Roofing installs fortified roofs, engineered for Florida with superior wind protection and impact resistance. Better yet, a fortified roof may even qualify you for insurance discounts. A stronger roof and potentially lower insurance bills? That's a win-win. Endless Summer Roofing. Built, fortified, built for Florida. Visit endlesssummerroofing.com.
Come to Monahan Jewelers store-wide 40 to 50% off sale going on now for a very limited time. Everything on display is 40 to 50% off at Monahan Jewelers. We've bought so much brand new jewelry, we need to make room for it. Diamond jewelry, engagement semi-mounts, colored gemstones, even gold chains. Right now, everything on display at Monahan Jewelers is 40 to 50% off. Jewelry's going quick, so come to Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentists and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental. With light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, located in Bartram Park.
Hey, Hickett here. I want to talk skin along with my friends at Peaches Dermatology, reminding you to wear your sunscreen. Football season is back, baby. And with that, days under that bright sun. So when you load up that truck for the game day tailgate, or the chairs for your kids' flat games, or even the boat heading downtown to watch our Jags, make sure you bring the screen. Sunscreen, that is. It's a must here in Duval. But if you have any concerns right now, give Beaches Dermatology a call online at beachesdermatology.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
All right, Hacker Nation is here. What did you think out there this morning?
Yeah, look, I mean, I thought it was a much better defensive effort today than it was against Carolina in the joint last week. In fact, don't take my word for it. Take Baker Mayfield's word for it. When Baker Mayfield tells the Tampa media that if this would have been a game, we probably would not have won. They were the more physical team. I mean, that tells you all you need to know about how Baker Mayfield thought it went for the Buccaneer offense. And as far as the Jaguar offense, there were some nice things. I mean, Brian Thomas Jr. has a touchdown literally on the first rep of 11 on 11, and then he looks like he comes down on his shoulder. It doesn't seem like it's too serious, but I don't think he came back in. So then you're down BTJ and Jacoby Myers, so it's kind of hard to figure out how the offense would have been when you're down two of your better wide receivers.
Yeah, it was, it's unfortunate because just getting into a situation where this football team is getting healthier. I think outside of Thomas, they got out of there today without anything significant. And Liam Cohen did say after in the press conference that, he thinks he's going to be fine, just get him ready for Cleveland. I love how Cohen's like, everyone else would be like, oh, we need to get him back out there, see him do this, see him do that. He's like, just get him ready for Cleveland.
Yeah, you got 19 days. We don't need to see Brian Thomas Jr. again until 1 o'clock on Sunday, September 13th, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. All right, so big day this morning. What do you got coming up tonight?
Yeah, actually, I caught up with Amari Burney after practice, which I enjoyed the conversation. Former Florida Gator. I actually interviewed Amari when he was in high school before he went to the University of Florida. Tells a great story about being reunited with Ventrell Miller. He was out of football last year. I think Gator and Jaguar fans will enjoy that conversation. Also, Jamal St. Cyr of Channel 4. And we got college football. The Gators have a starting quarterback, and Aaron Philo will have Ben Troop, former All-American tight end for the Gators, joining us in the 9 o'clock hour.
Bernie made a lot of plays on Saturday.
He led the team in tackles. I think they like him. I don't think there's room for him on the 53. But it would not surprise me at all if he's one of the 16 on the practice squad.
Yeah, I think that they're pretty happy with the guys that they are going to say goodbye to. And, there's always the option that these players could sign somewhere else. But if things go the way they want it, I wouldn't be surprised at all if 12 or so do return. Again, they both have to agree here. I can see them going out and certainly – finding maybe a veteran corner who's available, obviously another veteran offensive line.
Well, think about this really quick. Bernie's out of football last year, spent training camp with Tennessee, got cut, didn't play at all, gets called in 3 weeks ago.
Mhm.
So he's been here 3 weeks, didn't play football at all, led the team in tackles on Friday. Probably doesn't even have his football legs under him yet. I think he's looked very good out here.
All right, sounds good. Have a fun show.
Thanks, Rick.
It's going to do it for us. I do appreciate everyone got a lot of good stuff. But I don't even think I gave out the text line or YouTube. We were so busy, and still a lot came in. So, hey, it's always appreciated. Tomorrow night and Thursday night, ton of Jaguars questions from you. Again, I'm not doing the show on Friday because of Jaguars, Buccaneers football. Do want to thank Tanner Koziol. Do want to thank Ryan O'Halloran. Jared Justice is our producer. I'm Rick Ballou. Tomorrow, training camp. What? Are you kidding me? It's over? Tomorrow's the end of the road? It is. We'll have a full recap at 6 o'clock. Talk to you then.